Ready, Ms. Katie?
Ready?
All right, 4:15, let's go ahead and get the drainage committee meeting started. Let the record reflect that all members are present besides Mr. Patterson. Item number 1, update on the Lower Texas, Monterey, Conchant Road and Himalaya Canal.
Let me see if you,
Anything?
the only update I have is if you flip to the next page, according to what Mr. Charles, we have permission to do, we went, got 3 prices, the snag.
In a drainage report.
The next page of the drainage report. It's the prices that we have to snag, down trees out of the Himalaya Canal.
Mr. CJ is,
Charlie right here in this package.
he's not here. He's going to connect, to give an update on everything
The drainage.
that he has on the agenda.
I got some more here.
Mr. CJ,
Did he-
he's gonna connect
Underneath there. The big pack. No, the one that's
a little
put
later, I
together.
guess. He said he has
Now,
to
next
go over
page.
the agenda.
Take it period down there. Okay, I got.
The low bid $40,000. We get money from the top. We have the money, so we go Murray.
You don't have the money. Where?
For Lower Texas, for Himalaya,
Where you
it's
have?
part of the same drainage because it's going to the lake from Murray.
Are you talking about project number 92645?
In other words, the Murray drainage.
No, I needed to look at your drainage report. If you're talking about that project is specifically for engineering services. There is no money for construction
Yes.
on drainage. And if you're talking about as Gomesa money, then that has to be bid out, not just getting 3 prices. That's why we always talk about a funding
The only
source.
one we have is go miss, we have to go with it, then, but, you know. Gotta wait another 30 days to find out where we are, and then after that, see where we end up on the list again.
I don't have the list in front of me to see if Himalaya has a project for under Gomesa.
No.
Yes.
No. Yes, they did have some funds.
So he wanna use construction dollars for that, what he already have for that project. Well, we still, what she's saying, if we're gonna even touch that go basic, we still
Can't-
need to
can't
go
just
out
get
to
three
pay
prices.
3 bids. We
Yeah,
wanna go out
yeah.
for 30-day bid.
Excuse me.
That's why we mentioned it last meeting to not go out for the 3 quotes.
Well, I just saw 1 or 3 quarters.
So I asked what the funding source was gonna be.
Wait 30 days and all.
Yeah, but if you don't have a funding source with local
We don't have
funds, the
anything.
3 prices are
I'll
irrelevant.
get the city governor, give me a talk again, shit.
All right, so no action taken there. Item number 2, update on all drainage projects, Mr. Landry.
I don't have anything particularly, prepared to address you all with. I guess if anybody has any questions about it.
All right, let's just table that till next meeting.
I
If
got a-
anybody got any questions?
question. The project on the back of you, digging that ditch that we had surveyed right now. What's going on? We had the machine back there for about 2 weeks. How the
So-
machine is gone?
So that one, I have re-coordinated with the surveyors to get the maps that they use to lay the property lines down. So I tried to meet with, the landowner twice now, to see if he's still gonna allow us to do it. I think once he sees the maps that were used to stake the lines, the 15-foot variable that he was talking about wasn't allocated for, because it wasn't surveyed like that for 2 times in the past. So I'm not saying he's gonna revoke the right of way, so we won't be able to do it. I'm trying to meet with him to find out or not. So it's staked where it's supposed to be. So, but the right of way he signed was based off of him thinking it was 15 foot wider than what it was, so I'm gonna get back with him and see if he still gives us permission.
Chris, why are you trying to divert that water to?
The water will go all the way through to the track to 1003. And then taking that natural coast, but it's the same one that's running. So we have a ditch coming up with you and Virginia, for U Street, 2 ditches. They run all the way back to 203, and then it goes to the left and then go to the cane field. But off of U Street, it just stops right there at the curb. Instead of running all the way to the back.
So once it gets to the tracks, where you plan on
It's
diverting
gonna,
the water there?
it's gonna go the same place the other water's going. Right now, everything gotta go over to Virginia Street to get off.
So it's going there already, right now?
Yeah.
But you're just trying to get it out quicker.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna work. Because once the water backs up there, it's only allowing so much water out. And I don't think it's gonna work, but I mean, we could do it.
I think it's gonna work, because your biggest problem is right there at the end of Virginia and you right there. And that's where everything pile up, the water go across the street and all that. So if you can get that side out, having to go to Virginia side. I think
It's blocked, what I'm saying is blocked up at the track also.
No, we clean all that out, that water is flowing real good back there.
It flows, but whenever it backs up is what I'm saying, Chris, so it's gonna back up, it's gonna continue to back up, but it's one. See how it goes. Right, anything else on drainage projects, anyone? Right, item number 3, request approval for culvert replacement at 128 Champlain.
Yeah, this is a survival project replacement collapse on South Gone.
All right, at a total cost of $1,267. Motion by Mr. Carter. Second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 4, request approval to replace a catch basin at 151 Grazappi Lane.
It's also a viable project. It's a damaged and cracked catch basin.
Is this a catch basin that we're buying or building?
Oh, we're gonna purchase this one.
Right, total cost of $1,900.
Just for a matter of the record, is the address 159 or 151?
I'm sorry, it's 159, not 151.
Need a motion?
So move.
Motion by Mr. Blanchard. Second by Mr. Brew, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5, request approval to remove the old culvert and install a new culvert at 700 Arsteel Road, Ward 3.
The project involves replacing 130 feet of collapsed culvert. It's a viable project. Spoke to Ira, the property owner is purchasing all of their culverts and catch basins. And we're just going to be, replacing the cement. We're crossing the 2 driveway portions as notated in the drawing.
Total cost of $4,800.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Blanchard. Second by Mr. Brew, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6, request approval for culvert replacement at 412 Owen Street, Ward 5.
Yeah, this is 240 feet of undersized PVC. Culvert along Franklin Avenue there. It's a viable project.
Total cost of $9,044. This is pipe that we installed.
That's what I was told. I do not know if.
What size culvert is this?
It's like some 8-inch green ag PVC.
8-inch.
It was, in speaking to the resident, she said it was done after some storm or something with the full step office. I'm not really sure. I think when FEMA came in and redid a flood map or something, I think that's what she said. Like FEMA redid a flood map and that's why they got it done.
What's going on with this area? Is flooding or is
Yeah,
plugged up
she-
or was?
So
So the water
her,
went in our house.
yeah, her water went in her house at the corner of Owens and Franklin. And it's just very undersized pipe.
So this just started taking place of flooding, or it's been in there
So,
for years? Cause I ain't never heard of this.
I'm not sure of the frequency of it, but she said it has happened.
Alright,
So
I'm
moved.
just wondering why we had 8-inch pipe in it.
You go down, Mike?
Yeah.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 7, update on drainage project behind Lacey Street, Ward 6.
Well, this one has been on the, since like February, what's going on with that? They're just digging out our right of way. I mean, drainage canal back there, and we normally do it about once every year or two.
I don't think that particular ditch is done every year, but, so I just did all the right of ways for it yesterday, meaning completed them. I have the file, which I'm gonna spend the next few days attempting to go get them. I believe it's 6 of them. I need all together for us to access the property. And then, once I have all of those, we'll see if I get it done as soon as possible.
Alright, 6. Item number 8, request approval to go out for 30-day bid for decking in the Highway 70 ring levees. Okay. So we're gonna switch that around. We're gonna go out for a 30-day bid for the hauling of the material for the pad on the ring levees, correctly, Ron?
Correct.
That's how you want to work?
So just to update all of the jurors on it, we met earlier and following the state requirements and so forth, any project expected to exceed $250,000. You can bid out portions of the project so long as you end up 30-day bidding all of the project, but any project exceeding $250,000 cannot have a combination of parish labor and contracted labor. It has to all go out for 30-day bid. So knowing that now, what we're gonna do is for these ring levies is phase them in to do the parts that we can do as we have funding to do them. And the first step would be to get the pads built for these 9 levies. That's in accordance with the permit that we received already for the Corps, from the Corps. So this would be for that first phase to go out for a 30-day bid to get a price from a contractor to move the dirt that we have from the Platteville Drainage Project to, each of the 9 sites
And to place the material.
and the place of material.
This is for you say 15 ring levies, the 15 ring levies?
9.
The 9 ring, so go do 9, not do a 15?
No, 9 is the number.
9 is the number. Is that part of, is that part of the work that the planners is doing, or they not, are you excluding that from?
No, so Duplantis has, they provided the permit. We received a permit for that. Duplantis is gonna be, designing and sizing the pump stations that go at each of these ring levees. But they had advised us that we can, proceed with the, in accordance with the permit drawing to,
Start the pads on.
that's right.
So you're gonna use your Go Mesa money, to start hauling that. So what you're gonna do, what about to build the decking? You're gonna contract that out too?
So we're gonna, request that DDG provide us a task order to activate the next part of their proposal to provide us the design for those 9 levees. Now, once we're complete with those, we have the 9 pads in place and 9 pumps designed, then we're gonna basically have to, evaluate from a priority standpoint, which levees get finished and how much money we have left to complete what we have. And then we'll bid those out as they come up.
It sounds like you got a plan. Good.
I'll prioritize everything.
Yeah.
Alright,
Need a motion?
need a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Mathern,
Thanks.
second by Mr. Bro, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
And have a second to, of similar, dealing with the Gerald Street levy to, go off a 30-day bid to have the material relocated from Platteville to a site that a landowner has provided for us to put it, that's gonna be adjacent to the levee. So that basically the dirt will be there, and whenever we have the funding to complete that, it'll be all on-site work rather than highway work with trucks moving the dirt.
So let's just include it, go out for 30-day bidding for the Gerald Street, but it's gonna be two separate.
Two separate, yeah, two
Two
separate items.
separate bids on that.
Correct.
Did you have to get any type of written agreement for us housing that dirt on that?
We will.
Yes, we will.
Kim, that's all the same funding source? Is that all the same funding?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, it's all
Okay, all right, so I was
spring.
gonna say, if not, add that as an item, but if
No,
it's
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 all
on the same
agreement.
funding source,
It's all
no
agreement.
issue. Yeah, okay.
Need a motion.
We good?
Need a motion, Gerald?
Motion by Ms. Blanchard, second by Ms. Mathern, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. We got one deviation. That is 125 Virginia Street to discuss. Right, Mr. Landry?
Yeah, so, did a cost estimate for it.
Motion to deviate.
Motion to deviate. By Mr. Blanchard, second by Mr. Bro. All in favor?
Right.
Any opposed? Motion carries, all right?
Yep, so this, made a cost estimate for the project itself. That's probably all just with our labor that was involved in it. And I just noted that it was a catch basin belonging to Ward 9 already that was used in this place. And again, it's just the project was completed.
More than 40, got my record, my drainage. Can't understand what you're saying.
Questions?
Repeat what you just said?
It was a cost estimate done, for a couple job that turned into a project, in Ward 9 at 125 Renee Street. This is a compilation of the hours that we put into it. And, I notated that a catch basin in there that was belonging to Ward 9 already was also used, for this. And that's the estimate down there.
Okay, I guess my,
In any motion that's made on this, gentlemen, I'd also like to add communications with Mr. Landry that we need to, put forward CEAs on projects like this. So, we're reviewing the protocol and the standards that are utilized in the field. But when something like this, it starts off as one condition and has now transferred to something else, you really need to put a CEA together so that everybody understands the obligations that are involved on behalf of the parish as well as the landowner.
and I guess that's my question. I don't see what it was emergency job. So why couldn't this job be stopped and brought to the grove for approval for, when you made that project?
Well, whenever this project was started, an entire driveway was taken off as well as a mailbox that was removed. And it stayed like that for a night. And then once there were other issues that arose within this project, I made the decision not to leave it like that, especially with a mailbox not being in place, a driveway that was still open. And again, correlated with the respective juror of, hey, this is gonna turn into a drainage project, not all this labor is involved. And like we've done in the past for other, like you said, emergencies, we just keep track of time, notated with the understanding that we're just gonna come back in front of you all and get it approved for a project with that board.
But I mean, it's clear that you know this is not the right way to do it, right?
Correct.
Okay. And I talked to Mr. Meyer and pretty much he didn't really want this to be a big project like this. He supposed to be something simple.
Yeah, I didn't think it was turn out to be a project. I was hoping it was just put a pipe in the ditch and people could take care of their own.
I really think,
It went above.
You want to share what happened on this project where we had to come back and dig it up and it turned into being a project?
yeah, there was several, and again, I'd like to state first off that I believe wholeheartedly that CEAs and the things that Mr. Clavo recommended would alleviate any of these things from ever happening in the future. But going into detail about this project itself, there were several quality control issues that came into play with the way the culvert was being installed, how a resident was being told he was allowed to connect these carbon steel pieces of pipe together. With that being said, the things that were being allowed to be done were gonna cause a whole lot of issues in the future for the juror of that ward, along with again, a lot of work in the future with leak issues, settling issues in the yard. And again, that's why this turned into way more than just a quote unquote simple culvert installation. So, yeah, with the recommendations from Mr. Calabro of doing CEAs and things like this moving forward, especially in particular with residents that want to use their own construction materials that aren't of common use by our employees, not HDB plastic dual wall culverts, whether it be the black HDB pipes or the A2000 white pipes or what have you, roll galvanized. It just created a whole lot of other issues that would have needed a whole lot more digging into to make sure it was laid out correctly. But again, I do think things like that could be alleviated in the future with the proper documentation.
And it's not my mistake. I know you had a meeting with, the chair, personnel chair, and the secretary of treasury. And I think they both advised that this project should have been put on hold and brought to the jury. And then y'all still continue the project. Comment on it?
Yeah, and it's a, well, one, again, before, I don't know what you're trying to say, but that meeting was before we had information of a driveway being open and a resident not having a mailbox because it was removed later on the side of the road. So again, some phone calls were made. Again, I chose to make sure that it was an issue for people to not have mail. Do for
And
whatever.
I call
reasons.
it, mailbox on the side of the road,
Um,
you know, guys can't get in his driveway, you can't just leave it like that. Can't get his own mail, see, I need to fix it.
Oh, you was on the
I
job?
need to fix it.
Yeah, I actually got a text, a group text from Myron, the, Wednesday night after the meeting, last meeting. And he said, please go meet with this landowner, he's not happy. And that's the second complaint that we have from the landowner. He said, he's leaving at 8 o'clock, I got it in writing, and then, I asked my boss, I said, what you wanna do with this? He said, can you meet with the people before they leave? I said, yeah. So I was there at 7:30. I told Myron, tell him to be there at 7:30. Got there at 7:30. I asked the man what was the issue. He said, look, he said, my daddy been having to pass through my backyard for 3 days now. The driveway's open. And now, he didn't say that about the mailbox that day. So he said, why can't y'all put it in? And, you know, weld the pipe, put it in and all that. I said, well, when they came to put it, it was not scheduled. This was not scheduled. It was scheduled to go to Bison Hill at his place in Bison Hill. Martin didn't know they were doing it. I was told them Monday morning. When I told them they are going to Bison Hill, they said, no, we're going to Renee Street. We are going to Renee Street. We're going to put some pipe for Martin. So I asked, I said, how are y'all going to put these pipes in? I said, that's iron pipe. Are y'all going to lay it out and let the man weld it? Because they were all stacked up on the side of the man's yard, okay? Been there 15 years. And he said, no, he said, we're gonna dig the ditch, we're gonna lay down the ditch, and the man gonna weld it in the ditch. I said, so the man gonna weld it in the ditch? Yep, man gonna weld it in the ditch. So I told him, say, okay. I said, because we don't do no welding, maybe not put it through that. Well, Tuesday, they said, I'm gonna go to Bison Hill Tuesday. I went and looked for them at Bison Hill to check on it. They weren't there. I went to Renee Street, see they were still working there. And that's when I saw the pipes. It was 3 inches too high on the upside, where it would hold 3 inches of water underneath the driveway. They were connected with some band and with some duct tape.
With duct tape?
Duct tape, yeah. The pipe was offset 1.5 to 2 inches. And right away, I said, well,
You got a picture of the duct tape?
yeah.
Yeah, I have.
I said, so right away, I said, well, I'm gonna let somebody else put their eyes on it. So I called the QC guy, I said, can you come check this? And from there, he called me. I said, can you please call the manager himself, period. So that's how that started, okay? When I went meet him on a Thursday, the man said he didn't want that like that anymore. He said, y'all need to fix this. I called Mara. I said, Mara, what you want to do? The man wanted welded. I said, you know that's not how we do that. He said, I want you to go ahead and do it. Say, weld it, that's what I want. Weld
You
it.
told me that I had a welding machine and sometimes I did jobs, or well, stuff like that on the job site. I said, if you can do it, you know.
Yeah, Aaron said they did it before, welding some pipe. So I said, well, I'm gonna check with Aaron.
Man volunteered, the owner was gonna weld it himself.
That's what I was told Monday morning. But that's not what happened. So,
But they were redoing it Tuesday afternoon. Tuesday evening, they started redoing it,
yeah, and it was still incorrect after Tuesday.
but they started doing it
Tuesday
Tuesday
at 3
afternoon.
times.
Okay, so Tuesday afternoon, the same crew went and they were, they tried to level it and still incorrect. So as far for redoing it, the way like to weld it together, that was Thursday. If you was informed that that was Tuesday afternoon,
Tuesday, they started redoing it, right?
yeah, but not the welding. Not the welding. And so the QC guy said if they could get the pipes, because this is some laser cut pipe, if they got the pipe where it was connected and not offset, that he would pass it with a band on it. But it was not connected without an offset, okay? It was still up and down. And that's what the man told me on Thursday morning. He said, look, Paul, it's still offset. It's still offset. So we have a angry resident that says all my pipe was stacked on the side over here, was not in the way. I was fine. They take it and now we have a mess. So now you have pipes on the side of the road, you have pipe halfway in the yard. It was just like all over the place. He was on vacation. I asked Myron, between him and I, talked, called him, and he ended up calling me back. I asked him, I said, look, Myron said to weld it if we can. What do you think? That is the right way to do it, to have it welded. He said, I'm good with that. So that's how we went. That's how we proceeded from there. And just for you to understand, this man's yard was clean. The pipe was stacked on the side of his yard out the way for 15 years. After Monday, the pipe was in the ditch and it was gonna cost a lot of money later on. Once you bury it with mud and all that, you can't go back and offset of 1.5 inches with duct tape. Not gonna hold.
So I even just shut the job down, take the pipe up, put it back where it was, bring it in front of the board to get approval, because we still know it's gonna cost a lot of money regardless.
Well,
didn't have that
sometimes
much
you
money.
gotta just make decisions spur of the moment and, you know, it happened a lot of time in the past.
Yeah, but Paul, at the end of the day, when we're not doing things that's not approved by this jury, and I heard Aaron talking about things were saying and promises was made, that's what get jurors in trouble, that still don't make it right.
Promises were made, what promises were made?
That's what Aaron said, promises and discussions was had with the landowner about welding the pipe. I just heard what he just said.
No, that was-
Nobody promised to weld
Nobody
it.
promised.
No,
At the end of the day, we have to do things legally and right. It don't make it right. Don't make it right.
I agree. So if the culverts would have been installed correctly the very first time, we wouldn't have this trouble. All right, let's move on.
Going back to it.
All right, so we got a total cost of $2,165.03.
We have my drainage, so what you got left?
Yeah, so you only got $883
No,
left.
he's got more.
Oh,
He's got a project that he didn't expend.
You got
So
some
found
more,
you
bro?
some more, Mark,
Thank you, Kim.
but it's not gonna be better for long. We're going tonight.
Motion by Mr. Mathern,
Yeah.
Second.
Second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor? I'm sorry, public comment before we vote. First call, second call, you got a comment, Mr. Kent? Come on. Come on up. State your name and address for the record, please, sir.
I can't go, road bridge foreman, I was the one on the job, that did the job, and a lot of stuff that he said just now wasn't the actual weight on some of the stuff. We put the pipe down, well, as we was told how the pipe was gonna go down, it was coming up, the catch basin wasn't coming up. So we ran the pipe, the man told him he wanted to chop, put the things together, put the pipes together, and he was gonna ban it out well himself. So we did it like that. The reason it had a 3-inch on the upside, because on his driveway, it's a 15-inch pipe. We put down an 18-inch pipe. I put it on grade, so it had a 3-inch difference on the top on the 18-inch pipe to the 15-inch pipe. But that Tuesday, we went and did a project over on Timothy Street, but from Myron House. We went back to fix the driveway. The driveway never was up. The driveway was down. We had no mud in the ditch or nothing. So what we did, when they came back there, Russ, they called them back there Tuesday and said, oh, the pipe wrong, blah, blah, blah. He shot it, like, okay. They told us to take the pipe out, reset the pipe. And they wanted the pipe even with the pipe on his side. So when I told him, I said, well, I can make the pipe even. But by me making the pipe even, I'm gonna drop it down to 3 inches to make it even with the plastic pipe. So I'm gonna have to take the catch basin out. But when I first put the job down, I ran out the catch basin, because the catch basin wasn't supposed to come out at all. I ran out the catch basin going to the thing. So the pictures with the dog, say it was a dog leg in 3-inch difference, that's why I had 3-inch difference on the upside. Because it's a 18-inch pipe and a 15-inch pipe. And I had to drop it when they said they're gonna redo it. But when they said they're gonna redo it, because he had banded together with the metal bands all the way around, strapped together. And when they came and changed it, they said leave a 2-inch gap, a 2-foot gap in between the pipes where he can build his own catch basin. Now so we did it like that. So he did text Myra and say, he asked us, because he had cut the hole already for his drain pipe already. So he said, I would like y'all to put it back where the hole falls at, where the hole was at already. So we drop it, made it level on the upside. And we were running it out, put the 2-inch gap, we call him out the house. We said, we had told him, we surveyed our ticket mailbox. I said, no problem, because I told the mail lady, my mama and I told the mail lady, put his mail in his box. Because she had told me already that she was changing her mailbox out anyway. But the driveway was still down. It never was up because we was going back over there just to add gravel on it because he didn't have as much gravel on him when we replaced it. So that's why, so Thursday morning, we was just going back. We had put up 2 pipes, dug it down, put 2 pipes in, put the 2-inch gap. We asked him, that's a big enough gap for you. He said, yes. He said, that's good. He asked us to move the pipe over straight with the plastic pipe. So we did, but it was a straight 40-foot joint. So when you move one side, I pushed one side in, the other side moved. So Thursday, we got the text from Marvin saying, okay, we going back. He said the pipe ain't crooked, ain't straight. Fine. So we got some stakes to go back and when we put it in one place, we're gonna put the stakes down and hold it in that spot. And then we can move it like we want, straighten everything up. Cause the driveway never was up yet. The driveway still was down. We never had put the driveway up. He could have got in, he could have drove across the driveway. We just was adding gravel to it after we came off of Timothy Street. But the way they say do it, leave the 2 inch open it for him, where he can build his own catch basin, it was fine because we was gonna fix it. That was cool. And we had the mailbox situation, and we asked him how your daddy's gonna get in the yard. He said, he was there. He said, my daddy can use my driveway or use the house next door to him, because the empty house, nobody lived there, he could get in the driveway. And I did, but the driveway was down. We never had took the driveway up. And the 2 pipes we took out the ditch, we had put back in the ditch. And we was going back Thursday to finish doing what we were doing Tuesday, how they said we were gonna do it. Because Tuesday before they left from back there, both of them, I said, y'all wanna reset it today or we gonna do it tomorrow? And they said, no, we gonna start resetting the day. So we dropped it down to 3 inches to make it even with the 15-inch pipe. So, and we put down 2 pipes and left the gap, asked the owner how he wanted. He texted Myron, he did text Myron and say, his pipe was a little crooked, but he came out and said, can y'all move it? So we move it, put it even, but when you move one side, the other side move like that. So Thursday, when he went back there and talked to him, he told him, change to a project, say he gonna weld it. I've known that we gonna do jobs, like we gonna weld a job like it's a private job. So I tried to call him, he didn't answer me, so I called Mike and told him that it was a private job, and I don't feel uncomfortable doing it because I can lose my job on doing something I'm supposed to be doing, if somebody else sees something. But like I say, in the mailbox situation, that was because we told him we taking the mailbox up. Well, we was going back, we said, no problem. That was the landlord said, no problem. I told my mail lady to put my mama mail in my mailbox.
Who was your supervisor at that time?
What?
If you didn't answer, who was your
Ask
supervisor
what?
at that time?
That's what,
The day that you was doing all that, you said you tried to call, he didn't answer.
that was, he was, he was like, not to say he was, but it was like more of a beat the chest type, I'm in charge.
Mr. Bro, you were just, he was making a public comment, so we're not
Yeah.
asking him questions, he's
Yeah.
making a public comment on the.
I'm just saying how it went, that's why it's like that, but it wasn't like, it was, I'm telling you how it went and how I was told, Tuesday I was told to do it this way. Wednesday I had a doctor appointment, my operator had a doctor appointment Wednesday, so we been going back to Thursday to finish the job. But at no time the driveway was up, because we never pulled the driveway up yet, we hadn't even got to the driveway yet. He could have got in and out of the
We got everything
Oh, yeah,
you said,
yeah.
anything else you need to add?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Nice question. When you talk to Mike, what
We're
was
not, we're
Mike?
not doing questions, because it's a public comment on the
Alright.
deviation.
All right,
And good, for the record, guys, I just want it to be clearly stated. This is why I have said for the past 11 years that we are not supposed to be fielding calls, any employee with a police jury member. This is the issue. They need to listen to their supervisors in the field or stop the project and bring it to the full jury. That's how decisions need to be made. Not individual jurors that are being called on a job site, giving directives to all of these individuals. You can move forward.
thank you, Mr. Burrow.
A vote on the
Vote.
motion.
Need a motion to approve,
You had a motion and a
Motion by
second.
Myron and Leroy.
Arn and Leroy. Right.
All in favor, Cory?
It's approved, it would have been
Sorry,
approved.
that was a public comment, but.
All right. All right, we have one public comment. Any more public comment? Third call, all right. Motion by Mr. Mathern, second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion. Oh, one. Nice. Motion approved. Motion to adjourn. Motion by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second by Mr. Blanchard. All in favor? Meeting adjourned.
All right, it's 4:54. We'll get the personnel meeting started. Let the record reflect all members are present. Item 1, request 7 weeks of leave for administrative assistant to begin December 2025.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second by Mr. Palmville. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion passed. Item 2, discuss recommendation from parish manager regarding road and bridge general foreman.
Mr. Do you want this issue held in executive session, private session, or an open session? We're going into private session in order to discuss the professional competence of the road and bridge general foreman. Please make a motion.
Motion on executive session.
Motion by Mr. Nakhan, second by Mr. Carter. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion passed.
Motion to go back in the regular session by Mr. Knocker and second by Mr. Porter. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Get it back in the regular session.
I'll make a motion that we, take up the, number 2 at the regular meeting.
All right, motion by Mr. Knocker,
Second.
second by Mr. Carter. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion passed. Item number 3, discuss probationary period of assistant parish manager.
Does the assistant parish manager want this discussion to be held in executive session, in private, or in open session?
Whatever they rather do.
It's your decision.
Discuss it in public.
In public? Okay, y'all can start.
Put it on the agenda. Where you want to start at?
Who put it on the agenda?
I did.
Okay.
Is it 6 months up right now?
No,
So why are we discussing it?
because of the turmoil we've been having in that department.
All right,
Some feel as this, after our last meeting, it didn't work out. Y'all opinion on it?
I'm just gonna say this,
What do you mean some feel?
I'm just gonna say this.
There's a lot of employees.
We had a problem with this department in the past. And I never seen it get this bad, right? The last few months, it's just been out of control right now. We have had members coming to this meeting, workers coming to this meeting on a regular, complaining about this, complaining about that. Not saying that every complaint is legit, but the system that we got in place right now, to me, it's not working.
hold on, this is what you voted for, Mr. Carter.
You're right. I voted for it. I'm willing to give everything a try. Okay, but I'm here to tell you right now, my point of view, it's not working. Did I vote for it? Yes, I voted for it.
Okay, just want to make sure. Do I feel that we're having employees held accountable for their work? I think, as a taxpayer and as a juror, that we expect to get quality work from our employees. And if we're not getting it, and if they're used to the custom, you want to call it, they may have a problem.
But here's the thing, not every job is being done to specs, whatever it's quality work you're saying. I just showed you a photo in the back, that job that wasn't done right. Nothing was done, nothing was said, or nothing. But certain jobs with certain employees, you wanna put them through the ringer because they're not done right. You got to be fair across the board.
It's not only one job.
But
It's
You-
not only one job with certain employees.
when you
It's
pull
for
it,
years.
but when you pull their folder, you don't have nothing in their folder to back it up.
Kim have, and I'm gonna call you, Mr. Kent, you have a file, his personal file that Mr. LeBlanc had sent to you whenever he was parish manager?
I have his his official personnel file is in my possession.
We're talking about the assistant parish manager, not the general foreman.
I'm in possession of all official personnel files. If there is any write-up for any employee that is done in an individual office and it is not supplied to my office, then it's not considered part of the official file.
What is a professional period of? You know,
Typically supervisors are 6 months. Mike, yes, if you look at what you have in front of you, we can put it 6 months from there.
Let's see. This is parish manager, 22625.
226,
So
826.
826.
I make a motion
Uh,
that we revisit this back then in August of
Aaron,
twenty-six.
has anybody contacted you since the meeting that we had 2 meetings ago to discuss the assistant manager performance? Has anybody from the jury talked to you about his performance and if it hadn't been up to par or not? I'm just asking if anybody got your recommendation on what we should be doing with
Well, answer-
probationary period.
The first part of the question about employee. I've had I've spoken to 3 people, that came in, shut the door. The conversation wasn't particularly about Paul. It was about the, what's my train of thought, the morale.
I'm talking specifically jurors, not employees.
Oh, no. Not that I can recall.
Alright, so 3 employees,
Yeah,
and it wasn't directly associated with the assistant parish manager, it was about the morale.
it was about the morale, which, again, transparency hinted at, supervision. So it wasn't particularly about any individual person. These people didn't have anything particular to talk about. It was more or less just a sit down talk. I mean, it's chit chatting back and forth. Yeah, I get it. Morale has been a little low. But I knew that coming into this with a culture change of a place where when I first started working here, you really didn't have to do too much. And with higher expectations being pushed forth by you all through me, with getting 100% efficiency out of each employee, the FBI would call it a clue in saying that sometimes people aren't going to be in agreement with that. So, meaning that if nothing's really expected too much, and now a lot of things are, it's either gonna rub some people well or some people not well. Well, obviously, there's a lot of people not getting rubbed well. And whether it costs me my job or not, I'm gonna sleep real good at night knowing that I'm just trying to get efficiency out of everybody, for you all and for the taxpayers. So if that's wrong, then cool, I'm cool with being wrong. So again, that's my standpoint. So no, nobody particularly come to me to talk about Paul.
All right, Jim, you about to make a motion?
Yep, I'll make a motion that we, revisit this for probation period, which is, August 26, 25.
I second that motion.
Motion by Mr. Ponville,
I'm not
second,
on it. I'm not on it.
I'll second it.
second by Mr. Duncan. All in favor? Nays?
Nay.
Nay. All right, motion passed. Item 4, discuss current position of parish manager.
I put this on there.
Hold on, Mr. Parish Manager, you want this to be held in open session or private session, executive session?
We can talk about it out here.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, I put this on here. I mean, we having so much problems in the back, and we put Aaron in a position as the parish manager to fix the problem. I feel like that's not taking place, all right? You normally, after having a meeting with Mike and Kim, was told that that project on whatever street it was on, Renee Street, was not an approved project. It should have been stopped.
I was not told to do so by either of them.
But you was told that it wasn't an approved project, and that the way the jury do it, had to come from the jury to get approved, be a project to do the work. And you allowed the project to continue.
Yeah, I did.
So if somebody would got hurt on that project doing that work, that's not even approved, we have no grounds to stand on, because the jury didn't even authorize the work.
Okay. And I know that wasn't an emergency, but what makes it a difference?
What makes it a difference? It was an emergency job, so why couldn't you just shut it down and come to the jury and get it approved?
I get what you're saying. The emergency was not approved either,
What emergency?
but just comparing jobs. The emergency or non-emergency. Somebody gets hurt on on the emergency one, it wasn't approved either. What's the comparison?
No, but it's an emergency, we had to get it done, we can sit there and try to back it up. But what you doing right now, you just putting the jury at risk and you don't care. You got that little smirk on your face like you don't care.
No, I get retaliated attacks from you
No,
constantly.
it's not retaliated. Aaron,
Come on, man.
come on, man.
I started
You,
getting
you
emails
know what
from
needs to be
you.
done and you're scared to make the move, all right?
No, that's the thing. I started getting
If
emails
you
from
can't,
you.
if you
a
can't
few
handle the
days
job,
after.
then guess what? Let us put somebody else there.
Then fine, convince the rest of them and replace me.
Okay, I make a motion that we get rid, that we, move Aaron from parish manager and put it back as, on his tools.
Motion by Mr. Carter.
I make a counter motion that we keep Mr. Landry there and we allow him to do his job without employees calling these jurors.
You're right, they shouldn't be calling the jury, but guess what? When you
Allow
make-
him
when
to
you
do
make
his
it-
job,
when
allow
you-
the assistant
when
parish
you-
manager to do
All
their
right, you don't
job.
answer the phone either.
No, I ain't got no problem with that.
He ain't got to answer the phone, he always on the job. Come on now.
So maybe you should attend the job and look at the job and see that the work is being
Your,
done.
your motion is.
I'm not getting work done in my area at all, because they always got me earlier.
To allow Mr. Landry to do his job, it is done, juror.
No, neither one has a second. Do we have a second to Mr.
Counter
Palmer's
motion by
counter?
Mr. Ponder,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays?
Nay.
Motion passed.
Any more discussion on this item, gentlemen? Mr. Landry, anything else you want to offer?
Not at this time.
Do your job.
Motion adjourned.
Motion to adjourn by Mr. Nakane,
Second.
second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Meeting adjourned.
I will now call to order the finance committee meeting. Let the record reflect all members are present. Request approval to pay list of bills submitted through May 23rd, 2025. They're all included in your packet.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Alcorn.
Second.
Second by Mr. Nakane. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval of the budget comparison statements for April 2025. They're included in your packet.
No recommended action.
Motion to accept the report. Motion to accept by Mr. Nakane.
Second.
Second by Mr. Alcorn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval of service agreement with local claims administrator for a one-year period.
This is our, Loca is the claims administrator that again handles all the claims for the parish, so we have a one-year agreement and I do recommend
So moved.
a renewal.
Motion renewed by Mr. Alcorn,
Second.
second by Mr. Nakane. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval of intergovernmental agreement with the Assumption Parish School Board for the continued collection of sales tax for a one-year period.
Same situation. It's a renewal agreement. We do this every year. The school board does collect the sales tax for us.
So moved. Motion by Mr. Pineville,
Second.
second by Mr. Nakane. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Selection of physical agent for the period of July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2027 for a two-year period.
Okay, it's with a heavy heart that I do have to make a recommendation that, I think we should veer away from Capital One. We received a proposal from Renaissance, which is, taking over the First Bank in Plottenville. And they have submitted, their proposal with a no fee option at an interest rate of 2.9%, where Capital One has a no fee option at a 2.25%. They both offer the treasury management, online services and things that we do use daily. So, with that being said, I do recommend, a 2-year contract with them with a 1-year option to extend at that time.
Motion to accept.
You would drop it to 2.2%.
We increase it to a,
Why would you increase the interest?
what we earn,
Earning.
what we earn in
Okay, so
our.
we're not paying this. We
No,
earn it.
we earn
Okay,
it.
I just
It's our
wanted to make
earnings.
sure.
And it's gonna, the downfall is the capital location of Capital One is very convenient. We walk there, so we're gonna have to make trips. So what I think I'm gonna do is
So where is this new?
First service.
Spur 70. What I think I'm gonna do is just, adjust one of our ladies that live in the Pierport Inn to leave at 3:45 every day and stop at the bank and make the run out. We'll work that out internally.
Yeah, the first change in their name to Renaissance,
Yeah,
which is another big, bank agency, I think, they big out of Alabama somewhere.
in the history that I have been here, we have never changed, but in Melissa's history, in 5 years more that there was one change and we had one change for 1 year and it didn't work out and we reverted back. But there's no way to justify not accepting this proposal.
So what we're gonna do with all our assets?
We're gonna have to open up all new accounts. We're gonna start with that transition probably next week. And we're gonna still have to keep some accounts open at Capital One with banks to have all the checks clear or whatnot. But, the proposal is, July 1st.
So this shouldn't interfere with any of our direct deposits.
Well, we're gonna have to re-enter everything, so you're probably gonna have a new form to
Oh,
create,
yeah.
fill out and things like that. But we're gonna try to make it as seamless as possible for everybody, but I'm sure there's gonna be some hitches.
A motion on the floor, Mr. Alcorn, to select Renaissance
That is
for the
my
financial
recommendation.
agent.
you get a price for this?
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Nakane, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval.
Just for the record, Capital One has been a great provider and provided great service, and it has nothing to do with leaving because of poor service.
They said a request approval to purchase new pump per parish bid for Bell River Road location and identify funding source.
I got it, I put that down, but I think, Ronnie, you gotta get quote prices on it.
Yeah, so I put a picture of the center section of it and the upper shaft portion where the housing is separated. I received a quote for repairs on it, and just to repair the pump was $34,821. This pump is pretty much 25 years old.
Yeah.
It's a very old pump. Our parish bid price to purchase a new one is $42,783. So I would recommend just purchasing a new one if we can identify a funding source for it. Because I mean, you actually past its life expectancy, and also repairing the pump is 3/4 the cost of it, if not more.
There's two pumps at this location?
Yes, there's an electric and a natural gas.
It's a natural gas pump.
Where the money come from?
Figure out go step.
Go
Go
sell.
base.
Go sell. Trust me, hurricane season coming, Myra's coming.
It gotta be fixed, to pull that solid.
Is there money left on that 79?
Yeah.
So what?
I mean, they're
There's
never gonna
money there,
have,
but
there's
it's
not
not-
gonna have
it's not
money to
for
complete the
this.
project.
It's not for
It,
this.
it's being
Not
treated
good.
like a slush fund.
Why, yeah.
That's
all it is.
Mar's been dipping
That's
through it
all.
I
every
mean,
year.
something's gotta get,
And
something's
you?
not gonna get done.
Can we fix this? Can we patch it?
Well, like I said, the repairs are $34,000. 42,000.
Is it a drainage district?
$42,783.
I ain't got no funds for that, though.
You don't have money, you ain't got this, you know.
I had 12,000.
It's just, we have a bunch of aged equipment and it's gonna continue to do this. Ira actually has one with a hole in it, sitting in it right now that kind of getting by.
Figure out, go Mesa.
No, we ain't taking on the police.
We gonna take it out.
We had any report on that additional LAGAP money that South Central Planning keeps talking about, that would be a good funding source, but I don't know if that's gonna come to light.
Yeah, that is on the levy district, try to get some money from there.
No, that's not on top of our levy, this is on our levies.
We're still in the district, we still pay a millage. Try to get some money from them.
Kim, when do you think we'll hear something from that? So,
Oh, I don't know if that's gonna happen because, I mean, we've been getting a LAGAP for years now, and that's never been the case. We'll see.
So there is, me and Miss Melissa's gonna have a meeting probably next week on some of the New Mesa funding stuff with the pumps and different things. Some money may free up, so we will, let's just table it to the next meeting, because they're not in a pinch at this second.
right.
But let's table it and let me get with Miss Melissa and we'll iron it out and see if there might be something that comes available that's already there, we can reallocate and move around a little bit, possibly.
You know, on y'all pumps, that capital outlay money y'all got, that's for your levies, right?
Yeah, but this is different. This is different.
We're gonna need all that plus some.
Plus some, yeah.
But this is different. With the Bayou Shane, like, with that gate being closed right now, did y'all
Oh,
notice
that
a
was
big
lot.
difference?
It was a lot, yeah.
Is this area that's being pumped, is it pump all of the rain or only whenever it's high water? Does it have a way to gravity drain?
Yeah, see, well,
No, it doesn't, no, it
not
doesn't.
there.
Not there, no.
Not there.
Not there.
Everything is force pump.
It doesn't gravity drain underneath where the pump's at. They pump over the little levee. There's
Well,
no
what-
actual culvert there that lets it out. Once we pump it on the other side of the levee, then it goes out the back.
Then it goes out to the river.
Correct. I mean, we can, if Aaron wants a price and y'all wanna get together, maybe we can look at putting a culvert underneath there with a gate valve that we can open and close.
State road, right?
We go, the state road has culverts, we just letting the water out.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're just releasing the water on our side.
Let's look at a different option on that, see what happens.
Yeah, talk to your daddy too about getting some money.
All right.
All right, so that item will be tabled.
Motion adjourned.
Motion adjourned by Mr. Nakam, second by Mr. Pine, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
Road and Bridge Committee meeting, go ahead and get started, let the record reflect, all members are present except for Mr. Patero. 4 items on the agenda. Number 1, request approval to remove speed bumps from Rotary DeVille, Ward 1. So, Rotary DeVille have had their speed bumps down for, at least a couple of years now. Evidently, there are some residents, that, would like to have the speed bumps picked up. Based off of our little ordinance, you need at least 68% of the residents, to go ahead and sign off if they, wish to have them picked up. 75% signatures have been reported, therefore, Rudy DeVille will understand that speed bumps will never be placed down that road ever again if this item is approved. So, it's only the first road, they wanted it, they got it, after a couple of years, now they don't want it, so based off of our ordinance, they have the right to at least have a move based off the percentage, so, they got 75%, so my motion, I can't put them.
I make a motion that we approve the removal of speed bumps.
I got a motion by.
It is in the ordinance that they
Yes.
can never be put again,
I think so,
once they renew.
I think so, I really believe so.
I wouldn't go on a limb and say that yet, right? Let's just stick to this.
All right, we're gonna
Let's take it out.
More signatures, you can get it.
We'll check
I'll
it,
make a-
I'll double check, but
Do
we'll stick.
do we want to make that as a stipulation? Because. I mean,
Yeah,
we-
said
That's
yes.
not part of my motion.
Huh?
My motion
we
is
gonna be-
just that
next
we
week we're
approve
gonna
to
have another
remove the
group.
speed bumps.
Huh?
Next week we'll have another group to put them back down.
Yeah, I
Well, I don't want, well, I mean, let's go ahead and take,
You better
let's
talk
go
to
ahead,
these people first.
let's get this motion first.
We had 75% of the people sign the removal.
Yeah, they didn't wanna go.
Yeah, they don't
Take
want,
'em up.
They don't want them, so, but I don't ever wanna put them back.
I don't wanna put them back either.
Okay, so that.
Well, you never get it passed anyway. Maybe 40 years down the road, we get different people.
We
doing
be
that.
gone, we be all gone.
That's right. So
Till they sell or
Yeah.
percentage.
I second
varies.
Leroy's motion.
Got a motion by Mr. Blanchard and a second by Mr. Knox, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, ayes have, the motion carried. Item number 2, request approval to send a letter to the state for an upgrade on the Bell River Bridge.
Yeah, I put that on the agenda. I had talked to the state a few years ago about doing some of the bridge and they was looking into it, but I never heard back on that.
You ain't gonna hear back from
So,
them.
well, I'd like to send a letter to them. They might wait.
Don't waste your time.
I think I
No,
already sent a letter.
Yes.
send a letter.
Don't even waste your time.
All right, Mr. Mathern would like to send another letter. Can I entertain a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Mathern. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Blanchard. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Item number 3, update on 2025 road overlay program. I think Katie wanted, I don't know who put it on the agenda, but Katie wanted all the Ross roads sent to her by yesterday. Did everybody complete the task?
I got them.
Therefore, you're gonna wait till June 1st, next Monday?
I have to send them on Friday. to
On
CJ
Friday?
Sutton.
Okay, that's fine. Well, you're a couple of days ahead, so, all right, thank you
I
for that.
I just wanted to mention something, Ron, you know, in your golden voice, I'm gonna use. You know, back on, the April 23rd meeting that you said that, you didn't want to go out for RFQs or anything because Joseph was gonna save us so much money here. He was gonna charge us a 9% instead of the 12 or 13% that if we went out for RFQ. My question is, why aren't we following the scheduled, representative fees for the state of Louisiana?
I think the schedule fee, Leroy, you know what the schedule fee is?
So-
Is it 10, 12,
so-
10%?
It would be 7.3%.
So it would be 7.3%.
So, okay.
So my recommendation that I would like to, and Mr. Calabro, I'm not sure how we could do this, if we could get out of this contract because of the fees that's not being followed. And we could go out for RFQ on this.
I don't wanna go out for RFQ.
Is
I
that
don't
an
have a problem
option,
with
sir?
following the fee.
Did you already sign the contract? The contract signed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Make a motion to amend the contract and let Mr. Savoy come and speak on his own behalf.
Okay, we're gonna amend the contract is signed. So you can do that if you want to make, well, you wanna,
So, I'd make a motion to amend the contract.
okay, and, at the next meeting, have Mr. Savoy come and speak on his behalf.
Yes,
on his
sir.
Contract. All right, so I got a motion by Mr. Pineville, can I entertain a second? Second by Mr. Bro, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, ayes have it. Make sure Mr. Either Ms. Torres or Katie send Mr. Savoy a formal, memo stating that the jury would like for him to come and state, on his contract and his fees. Thank you. Last item, request approval to send letter of no objection to install water line on Cousin Street, Ward 9. This, go.
This is just a water line that the private landowner put down, and the water workers like to let them know objection from us. I'll make a motion on that.
Second.
Got a motion by Mr. Mathur, got a second by Mr. Pineville, all in favor? All opposed, ayes have it. Motion to, can I entertain a motion to adjourn? Motion by Mr. Blanchard, second by Mr. Pineville, all in favor? Meeting adjourned.
I recall engineer grants committee meeting order record reflect all members are present. Update from GIS engineering. John Moore, anything?
Yes, so, we were issued the PO for, to assess the current conditions and look at the plans that were submitted. The initial results of that modeling, revealed that in the current condition, the culverts at Crossover Road are not sufficient, along with the with the ditches on the south side of Crossover Road. We feel that the project would be more beneficial to address the outfalls versus changing $1.2 million worth of culverts. We are going to update the model to include the proposal that Mr. Savoy has, and then I'll get those results to the jury.
All right, Bertrandville.
Bertrandville, they're currently complete. I'm waiting on them to request substantial completion. I did a site visit last Thursday and took a look at some of the things that caught my attention. But once they submit for substantial completion, we're gonna receive the surveys, and then I can get y'all the recommendation from GIS at that time.
Chris, did you go out and look at that project?
No.
Please go, take the time to go and look at it.
Rose Lane drainage.
No updates. I don't have anything.
Rockville.
Are the culverts ordered, Aaron, for Rose Lane?
No, sir, not at this time.
I'd like to place those on order based on the bid that we received for it out of those project funds. That's what we were waiting for, to be able to move forward with the remaining upgrades.
Plottenville, I don't have any issues regarding Davis Bacon, our portion of that project.
All right. So the next item, request authorization for president to sign amendment to master drainage plan phase 2 as previously approved at the December 18, 2024 meeting.
This is a housekeeping task. The jury approved the amendment and it was never actually signed. So I think we got with Jacob and actually got the document from him and would like to get that signed.
Motion by Mr. Diaz, second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Anything else?
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Next item, update from the planners design group. Street, ring levels at airport.
Sir, good evening, council. So update from EDG, we have received the USAC.
What's the name for the record, sir?
Brad Hester. I'm handling all y'all's permitting effort currently. So last we spoke, we got the USACE, the Corps mitigation letter. The intention was to have the OCM mitigation letter. However, during our landowner coordination, we received a written notification on behalf of Moorbant Valley, representing Mr. Robert J. Temple. Temple, am I getting that right? Temple. And what we thought would be a good idea would be to allow for an additional 7 days for the applicant to review the applicant's mitigation intent, which again is to just purchase credits. Rather than getting an objection, and based on our conversations, he just wants a key to the swing gate to the front of the property. And I believe there's some coordination going on with the assistant DA to get a legal signature. Now, for our purposes, we're waiting till Friday of this week, and if we don't receive either a waiver from the landowner in question or an objection to the plan to purchase credits, we're going to be moving forward with the submittal to the Office of Coastal Management. What that's going to do is that's going to provide the remaining LDNR credits that we were responsible for purchase. And Leroy, I know when we talked yesterday with Joe, I think we were going to wait on some of the costs, but I went ahead and just jumped the gun and set up a spreadsheet for all the costs so that everybody can lay eyes on it. This is going to include everything from the BLH to the Cypress credits required and the total cost values. And just keep in mind, we're missing the value from OCM. So this may be the total cost, but it also may be cheaper or more expensive. So just keep that in mind, okay? Last thing. Yeah, and we intend to send those efforts made to notify the landowners at no later than 6/2/2025. So we're intending to have the OCM mitigation letter signed, submitted in the next 2 weeks. And then we're going to do our mitigation call around and get the last of the values for mitigation credits. We should be off to the races making those purchases, and y'all be green light to go ahead and get the Gerald Street levy started.
Yeah. With the ring levies, can you please ask Joe to provide us a task order for the design of the pumps and platforms?
2 pumps or number of pumps? Just
No, the nine,
the 9.
the nine
Okay.
ring levies, yeah.
You said for him to prepare, what was that?
A task order, based on our RFQ, based on the current contract with them.
Okay. All right.
When they initiate an additional phase on the contract.
And are y'all gonna be updating or modifying, or do we not know yet, based off of?
No, I can discuss it
Okay.
with them of what the scope would be.
People's records.
Anything else?
That's it.
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Update from Infinity Engineering on Parish Wide Sewer Plant Improvement Project. Brian?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Floor is
I'm
yours.
sorry. Yes, sir. We had our bid opening today. The lowest bidder is Byron E. Talbot. They had a base bid because we have a base bid and 3 alternates for 3.091 million.
The contractors.
Yes, Byron E. Talbot is a contractor.
See, a good contractor, that's what I said.
I don't have an experience with them, but
Dude.
we'll take a look. They are the low bidder. As far as
3.0.
3.019, you said?
091.
3.019 239.
3019239.
I'm gonna send out a bid tab form tomorrow with all of the bids. So the bids range. There were 7 bidders. They range from 3.019 million for the base bid to 4.194. And typically, depending on the amount of scope, because we have 3 alternates, depending on the amount of scope that the client, the owner wants to include, it would be base scope. Say you want to do base scope plus alternate 1, or alternate 1 and 2, or all the alternates. The total lowest bidder would be the winner. In this case, Byron Talbot is the lowest bidder across the board whether you include one and two, or 1, 2, and 3 alternates. So as long as their bid bond checks out and their corporate resolutions, which I'll check on tomorrow, it seems like they're the winning bidder. And it kind of goes sequentially, you know, 1 through 7, whoever the lowest bidder was, and then whoever the highest bidder was, whether it doesn't matter what combination of alternates you add, it seems like they all go sequentially 1 through 7.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Yes,
good news, great news.
Yep.
So you have a recommendation for us for our next meeting?
Yes, I'll send it out. I'll send it out. Hopefully by tomorrow.
Okay, but yeah, we'll take action on it at our first meeting in June.
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
That'll be it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Next item, update from the council grant coordinator. And you're asking to have a request approved and authorize the president to sign GIS engineering proposal for Bayou St. Vincent project spending cost analysis. Motion by Mr. Diaz, second by Mr. Mathern. All in favor? Opposed? That carries. Next item, request approval to accept high score from Monterey Supreme Drainage Improvements Project. And, highest score from request for qualification summary is GIS engineering. I entertain a motion to approve. So move. Moved by Mr. Ponville. Second by Mr. Broom. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Anything else?
Yes.
On St. Vincent, GIS was selected as the highest scoring engineering for the project. We're waiting on an update phase proposal that will focus on survey data collection and bridge inspections for phase 1. This survey data is most critical to return to OCD so that the H&H study can be completed by Arcadius, which was hired by the state. And for Conscience Canal, GIS is the engineer for this project. They completed the H&H study, which was accepted and approved by OCD. They are now updating the full grant application for the project.
Good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, indeed.
Also, we can note in there that the funding source for the H&H model for GIS is gonna be covered by OCD. It won't count against our construction dollars.
Perfect. All right. Anything else? Good. T.
That's it.
Thank you. Next item, update from South Central Planning.
Nobody's here. They don't have any updates. They'll be here at the next meeting on June 11th with some.
They'll come and they got actionable items.
And, he did ask that we remind y'all about the meeting that's gonna be held in Pillport, the,
29.
yeah, 29th tomorrow night. I think we had a flyer at maybe the watershed plan. Join us May 29th, 6 to 7 at St. Joseph the Worker Catholic Church. The hall,
Church hall.
the church hall.
Watershed Nation. Great. Should be a big turnout. Thank you. Anything else? Update on Ag Center roof project.
CJ Salvo.
Update, any update? Anything?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yes, contracts were signed. Contractor has ordered materials. And he came and did an initial site visit to do initial measurements, but we're moving forward with the construction.
Perfect. Perfect. Anything else on that project?
Can we move?
Not at this time.
Listen, we're gonna go to item 8 while you on the air.
Okay,
Item 8, request approval to accept low bid on Bell Rose Walking Trail.
yes, we received bids. The lowest bidder was a Fowler Brothers Construction. I had sent a letter with the recommendations and the actual bids. Their bid is slightly over budget. However, in discussions with the state and Mr. Leroy, we wish to accept the bid at this time. with a deduct change order, removing the solar lights, which would bring it back within budget. I sent a letter with the exact numbers. You should have them in front of you.
Lori, Lowery, Lori, you said?
Al,
Alfaro Brothers Construction.
Alfaro. Number 8. How much is your deduct change over?
All right.
Deduct change over amount?
The deduct would be about, was it around 31,000?
It was $5,100 per fixture and 7 light fixtures. I think that came to 35,700 was the total amount of the deduct.
So your 95,000 on this bid sheet, is that before the deduct?
Yes.
No, yes, that is before the deduct. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That is, they're low bid, so you would accept the low bid at 95 and do an immediate deduct change order. We did verify this with Michael Domain at the state level and with the contractor, and both are in agreement.
All right. I entertain the motion to accept the low bidder, Alfaro Brothers Construction.
So move.
Moved by Mr. Blanchard.
Second.
Second by Mr. Diaz, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. All right. And
The
then-
next motion would be for the deductive change order.
Oh, I did them together. Can we do them together, Joseph, or they have to be separate?
I think for the state's purposes, I would do them separately.
Okay.
All right, so I entertain the motion for have the deduct change order,
35,700.
35,700. Motion by Mr. Diaz, second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Anything else, Mr. Southwick?
Not at this time, unless you need me to address any other items that were previously brought up. I do want to report that we did deliver the Mare drainage, the Mare and Lower Texas drainage plans electronically to Aaron, as well as they brought, he should have had a paper set. I didn't know if he was able to receive those yet today, but we are going to be meeting with administration as well as Mr. Bro on that project one more time to dot all our i's, cross our t's, and hopefully at the next meeting, we'll be recommending to go out to bids.
Perfect. All right. Thank you. All right, that's it. Update on courthouse renovation project.
No report.
Is that a report?
Hold on 1 second, gentlemen. Mr. Blankenship, please set up a call with myself, you, and the architect. Okay. As soon as possible. Okay.
While we update on Parish facilities, anything on the substation in Libreville? We did some roof repairs yesterday. Brian,
What?
Say it again?
Libreville.
Sheriff's Subdivision?
So,
So I contacted a contractor yesterday and we came out today
okay,
and actually there was some areas in the bottom where the material wasn't underlaid enough. And that's from previous years ago. So we peeled it back and actually sealed it all the way across. And then resealed it and put a mesh material down to kind of make it, because it was a valley. The valley was holding water, which over time, it was actually infiltrating underneath the bottom. So we fixed that problem, resealed all the base, and we shouldn't have any leaks in that area at this time. It rained a little bit, but there shouldn't be any further leaks in that area.
that area.
Correct, that section. Now, tomorrow, I'm gonna address some other things that I consider to be,
Okay. Kind of,
We'll
kind
take
of
care of that.
priority before it gets
Yep.
anywhere.
Yep.
Thank you. Any other, more items? Motion to adjourn? So move. Moved by Mr. Blanchard, second by Mr. Diaz, all in favor? Opposed, motion carries.
All right, we'll call a public hearing to order. Purpose of the public hearing is to receive comments, questions, concerns, and input from the public relative to the proposed ordinance granting a 25-year franchise agreement to Atmos Energy for continued maintenance and construction of a gas system within Assumption Parish. Any public comment? Second call? Last call.
Motion to close?
Motion to close public hearing by Mr. Nakam,
Second.
second by Mr. Pondell. All in favor?
Uh,
Opposed? Public hearing closed. All right, we'll now call order the regular meeting of Assumption Parish Village Jury for Wednesday, May 28, 2025. Let the record reflect all are present except for Mr. Patero. Please rise for our prayer and pledge. God, who teaches us by sending the light of the Holy Spirit into our hearts, grant that by the light of that Spirit, right judgment may be ours, and that we may ever find joy in his guidance. Amen.
Say the pledge, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We don't have any corrections to the minutes of May 14th, 2025. Hearing none, I entertain a motion to approve the minutes. Motion by Mr. Alcorn,
second.
second by Mr. Pondell. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Public comment period, this time accept public comment for any item on the agenda. Second call. Last call, let the record reflect no public comment. Drainage Committee report, Chairman Pondell.
Sir, Drainage Committee meeting was held at 4:15 this afternoon. All members were present besides Mr. Patero. We had an update. We had no action on the North Texas, Murray, Marshall Road, Himalaya Canals. We had, tabled the drainage projects that update. We approved the culvert replacement at 128 Champlain. We approved the catch basin at 159 Grazaffe Lane. We approved to remove the old culvert and install a new culvert at 700 North Steel Road. We approved the culvert replacement at 412 Orange Street. We had an update on the drainage project behind Lacey Street. And we approved to go out for 30-day bid for the dirt for Highway 70 ring levies and the Gerald Street levy. We had one deviation of 125 Renee Street, and we approved that as well. Present this all in form of a motion.
Motion by Mr. Pondell,
Second.
second by Mr. Mathern. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Personnel Committee report. Chairman Diaz.
Personnel Committee met at 4:54. We approved 7 weeks leave for administrative assistant to begin December 2025. 2, 3, we discussed the probationary period of assistant parish manager. 4, we discussed the current position of parish manager. I present all of these in the form of a motion.
Motion by Mr. Diaz
We're gonna-
for items 1, 3, and 4.
Second.
Second by Mr. Nakam. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
So item 2, we have the recommendation of the parish manager regarding the road and bridge general foreman.
I make the motion that we, do not take the recommendation from the parish manager.
Second.
Motion by
Counter
Mr.
that
Nakam.
motion. I make a counter motion that we do recommend the recommendation of the parish manager that we allow him to do his job.
Second.
You can vote on the counter motion.
All right, counter motion by Mr. Pineville, seconded by Mr. Mathern. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
No. You got a tie.
Was Mr. Bros vote?
What you voted? What you voted? Yes or no?
Yes.
I voted no, so you got a tie, 4-4. So what you do, you gonna take it up in the next meeting?
Mr. Bro, what was your vote? Meaning that you wanted to accept his motion? Okay. So yeah, you guys can try to take another vote or take it up at the next meeting.
Are we taking up at the next meeting? Cause Ira not here.
That's fine. I'm good with that. We just, meanwhile, do your job, Mr. Landry.
Well,
So what did,
here's the issue though, gentlemen.
So what happens now?
As far as this is concerned, the recommendation did not pass. Therefore, as far as I'm concerned, the recommendation at this time is in limbo. Therefore, the employee should be allowed to go back to his regular activities.
Exactly.
All right. Finance Committee report. Finance Committee met. We approved to pay the list of bills submitted through May 23rd, 2025. We approved the budget comparison statements for April 2025. We approved the service agreement with Loca Claims Administrator for a 1-year period. We approved an intergovernmental agreement with the Assumption Parish School Board for the continued collection of sales tax for a 1-year period. We selected Renaissance as the physical agent for the period of July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2027, with an option for a 1-year extension. We approved to purchase, we tabled item 9, that was to consider purchasing a new pump for the Bell River Road location.
Motion to accept the report.
Motion to accept the report by Mr. Alcorn,
Second.
second by Mr. Pineville. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Road and Bridge Committee report.
Road and Bridge met this afternoon. All members were present except for Mr. Patero. Item number 1, we approved to remove the speed bumps from Rota de Beauville Street. We also approved to send a letter to the state for an upgrade on the Bell River Bridge. We discussed the 2025 road overlay program and approved to amend the contract with CJ Southwide, but also give him an opportunity to, at the next meeting, to explain his contract. And we approved to send a letter of no objection to install a water line on Cousin Street, Ward 9. Give you those items in the form of a motion.
Motion by Mr. Alcorn, second by Mr. Mathern. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Engineering Committee report. Chairman Nakane.
Yes, all members are present, when, Gerald, Mr. Patero, we had update from GIS Engineering, Jola Moore, Bertrandville, Belrose, Platteville. And we also we approved authorization for the president to sign a amendment to draft the plan. Phase 2 is previously approved at a December 18, 2024 meeting. We had an update from, the Planet Design Group. We had an update from Infinity Engineering on Parish-wide sewer plant improvements. He did announce a little bit of Barney Talbot. We'll have that on documents for the next meeting. We approved and authorized the president to sign GIS engineering proposal for Bayou St. Vincent project pending cost analysis. We approved to accept the highest score for Mile Rate Supreme Drainage Improvement Project, which was GIS engineering. No update from South Central. We had an update on the Ag Center roof project. We had an update on the courthouse renovations project, which was done at that time. Also request approval to accept low bid of the Bell Rose walking trail, and that was approved. The low bidder was Alfaro Brothers Construction. We approved that. We also approved a deduct change order that amount was $95,260. With a deduct change order, we approved for $35,700. And I think that's it. I'll form a motion, Mr. President.
Motion by Mr. Nakane,
Second.
second by Mr. Pineville. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Public hearing report. We had no public comment during our public hearing. So therefore, I entertain a motion to adopt the ordinance 2508, granting a 25-year franchise agreement to Atmos Energy for the continued maintenance and construction of gas systems within Assumption Parish.
Motion to accept.
Motion by Mr. Pineville,
Second.
second by Mr. Alcorn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chair,
Just,
why we don't have something like that pertaining to charter?
we do,
We do?
we have it collectively.
No, it's true.
Yeah, it's not exclusive.
It's not
right?
exclusive, but we have it.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Just for the record, it's not Entergy, it's Energy. Atmos Energy.
Votes recorded on that one.
I got the motions.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next item is discuss Lavderville Area Recreation District ordinance. Ms. Heather Road.
Hello, good afternoon.
Uh,
So I'm asking for the Labatteville Rec District ordinance to be voted on specifically. So for board members, 3, 3, and 1. So 3 for Ward 4, 3 for Ward 2, and then 1 board member for Ward 3, because we only have precinct 3-1.
Say that one more time.
What part?
All of it.
All of it? Okay. So I'm asking for the Labatteville Rec District ordinance to be voted on, specifically as far as the board members are balanced out for 3, 3, and 1. So 3 for Ward 4, 3 for Ward 2, and then 1 member for Ward 3, because it's only 1 precinct, 3-1.
So you increase it to 7 instead of 5.
Yes. And it's just to have a more balanced
I'm good with that.
district.
So we can,
But we're not ready to draft
Oh,
an
yeah,
ordinance
ready.
yet, so I mean, I can note that for when we are, if y'all approve this description,
Yeah, that's
and I'll
fine.
so
present the
what are
ordinance.
we waiting for to be able to draft? that?
Y'all got the description and
We got the map.
y'all gotta declare that's fine.
Property, the lines.
We got, did you receive the
description.
map?
Yes, they sent it.
They
I
sent
said
the
it, I
map.
provided it all to y'all, so now we need to say yay,
Oh,
nay,
you got it.
it's on here,
Let's vote on it now.
that's why it's
Well, we
here.
have to call for public
We gotta
hearing.
call for public hearing. and
You
all.
gotta approve this in the map, then I can draft the ordinance, and then we call for a public hearing.
Yeah, I did think so.
So go with the map,
Yeah, I'm doing that.
bro.
Good with it.
All right, I entertain a motion to
Motion to approve
accept
the map.
the description to draft the ordinance. Motion by Mr. Pineville, second by Mr. Bro. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
So you probably wanna call for that public hearing until what, the last meeting in June, you think? You think it'd be
I'm
right?
gonna call for it, first
Well,
meeting.
then-
Oh, just gotta draft the ordinance and put it together
So
and call for the
you might
public
as well
hearing.
put it on the agenda for the next, I mean, might as well say it now, make a motion to, call for a public hearing.
No, you call for a public hearing when you present the ordinance. I gotta present the ordinance to y'all first.
Gotcha.
So the public hearing could be the last meeting in June, but it's gonna be presented in the first meeting in June.
Gotcha.
And we're gonna draft the ordinance, reflective of Ms. Rose's comment.
Mhm. Now, what y'all can start thinking of is names.
Sure.
Numbers are great, but we need names.
Right.
Active. Active.
Anything else, Ms. Rose?
Nope, that's
All right.
it. Thank
Thank
you
you.
all.
Update on Labatteville Ballpark, Ms. Kelsey Rodriguez?
Kelsey Rodriguez, Ward 4. I just want to update on what was, I guess, repaired there, what's left, and if we can start stepping foot back on the ground and continuing our progress, because it's been 320 days since we've been there and maintaining and cleaning up, so that's.
So Ms. Chelsea, just speak up. As of right now,
Almost got swung, bro.
so as of right now, the power is completely disconnected in the park because we had to remove the lights. We
Yes.
have 5 poles, is what I'm being told, existing, that we have to finish removing the lights. We got called by the weather. We had another pole that fell, so we do have to make some additional fence repairs. Once we get the item removed, we put everything in the shed across the road. The field was bush hogged. We do have some grass cutting to finish and spray. We're there, but right now, our major part, we took the press box that was rotten. We removed it. It's on a trailer. It's at our yard. We're gonna put it in a dumpster. And, it was no longer good. It was rotten and full of. So we did that portion of it. We just have to remove those lights from those 5 poles, take those down, store them in the shed across the road for storage until something else is done. And then we're gonna come back and close the switch, which will bring power back to some portions of it, but because of the high electricity, we had to actually order some special gloves to fool with it. We couldn't have it connected while we were doing that, but we're gonna close the gap and they'll have power. And there's some repairs that we have to do to the concession stand itself. But we do have some cleaning up to do. We're gonna finish the light removal. The weather's been holding us up a little bit. So I'm thinking, hypothetically speaking, if the weather clears up and we can do it in a month or so, I think that we'll be able to allow people back into the park.
We don't
And
need lights, and.
I know, no, but we have to finish our process of cleaning up and stuff.
So the community can participate in this cleanup?
Mm,
We were allowed before,
I wanna do it now.
and it was,
Let us finish our process and like I said, in a month or so, we'll be finished. And
After,
I'll give it to
y'all
Billy.
do all the demolishing, y'all do all the painting, all the grass cutting, all y'all want. Let us finish
How many man hours you have to get it?
Yeah, it's gonna
To-
take a
to
month to
finish it?
close that off.
Yeah, you said.
Well, what I'm saying is, let us work inside that month. It may not be a month. We might be able to come back in 2 weeks and say, okay. But I
What
don't
you got
wanna,
left?
not a lot. I just told you.
What you got left? I
I
mean,
just said we had left.
so.
We have 5 poles to take the lights off. We have to remove stuff, we have to repair the fences. Yes, it takes time. We're working with a
It's
60-foot
not the
man
only
left.
place they have things to do.
I mean, look,
But he just said he only has to close off.
no. Listen, we got 5 lights, plenty of additional work to do on the fences. We wanna make the park acceptable before anybody enters it. It could be a month, it could be 2 weeks. But when rain
Lights
and
off for the
weather,
poles right now?
what,
The
Jamie?
lights off for the poles right now?
I just said we had 5 poles left with lights on
The
them
poles
twice.
that need to come down,
What?
the poles that's coming down.
They have additional poles that we haven't taken those down yet. We have 5 poles with lights still existing. We've removed them from 2 of the fields
You
completely.
saving the lights?
Yes.
Putting them back
We
up
put- I
there?
just said that.
Put them back?
No.
No, we
But we
haven't.
was,
Just keep,
Are they work-
keep making
keep it,
progress.
is what
I
I'm
know it's
saying.
slow, but
We
for
have to,
sure.
we have to keep them because they're an asset.
They're part of an asset.
For an asset.
Correct. We'll determine that when it's
I was
time.
gonna say.
Yeah.
We can't just,
No.
I just told you, within a month,
You need some eyes.
that's up to him.
What's that? What's the question? What's the question?
my question was, we were stopped because there was a safety issue.
It still is.
The
still
fence
is,
is not-
there's posts with
It
lights.
still is. I think that the question was answered, allow the parish workers to continue their work. As soon as that work is complete, you will be provided authorization, if based on the parish manager's oversight, that he says it's safe to return, as well as any ancillary agencies that need to have oversight, then you will be able to get on with
And you
your
said
team.
about a month?
Set a month.
Depending
So
on
30
whether.
days, 4 weeks.
I would
Correct,
think that
Lamont.
the concession stand repairs or fence repairs would be a safety hazard. for
They'll fix the
maintaining
fence
field.
themselves.
I didn't know.
I'm just trying, I don't understand what would be I understand the hazard of the falling
I'm
pole.
telling you, let us finish repairing the park first.
Man, let Brian do his job.
Let's finish doing
There's
it.
no hurry, make it done for 300 days, enough few days, they gonna hurt. Do it right,
Correct.
do it right. Then you use it like you want, almost.
Right. Thank you.
Next item, request approval to appoint Ms. Trinity Rock to replace Mr. Jason Pinasone to the Bayou Lewis Recreation District.
So move.
It's Mr. Trinity Rock.
Mr. Trinity Rock.
And Ara did make this recommendation.
Yeah.
Motion by Mr. Nakam,
Second.
second by Mr. Diaz. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval to amend ordinance 25-09 to levy the removal and disposal of a derelict structure in the amount of $3,512.60.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Nakam. There's a second. Second by Mr. Carter. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval to amend ordinance 2510 to levy grass cutting charges totaling $1,212.84. Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Alcorn, second by Mr. Nakam. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval of the following occupational license: GS Oakland Welding Company, LLC, Pierpont, and El Patio Bar and Grill, Napoleonville.
Which is the name change, right?
The
No.
ownership change.
Yeah, ownership change.
Yeah.
So move.
For the one in Napoleonville?
No.
Pottenville, okay, I know.
Motion by Mr. Pineville, second by Mr. Bro. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval for the following liquor license application: Kevin Vargas and Rodolfo Vargas, 5756 Highway 1, Napoleonville, doing business as El Patio Bar and Grill. Motion by Mr. Alcorn. Second by Mr. Carter. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Next one is for Joshua Abear, 4910 Highway 308, Napoleonville, August 2nd and 3rd, 2025, doing business as Assumption Foundation for the Arts. Motion by Mr. Diaz,
Second.
second by Mr. Carter, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Hearing no further business, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Pondville, second by Mr. Alcorn, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?